Hey, welcome to Growing Devotions for Your Daily Life. There is a motto that's on a lot of seals, a lot of license plate, and it's called this: United we stand, divided we fall. That is a very important statement in every generation, including what we're going through right now. United we stand, divided we fall. It's a very powerful statement. Basically, it's this: a single man cannot do everything on his own. There was a farmer, he had 4 sons, and they were quarreling back and forth. They were arguing about different things. Who's going to do what? Who wasn't going to do what? The farmer walks up with a single stick in his hand, and he says, I want you, each of you boys, to break this. Now, the boys sort of laughed and chuckled because they were all strong men, and they could do this easily. He said, I want you to break it. So they broke it. They broke the stick, and they said, okay, Dad, what's your next trick you want us to do? The father had already grabbed a bunch of sticks, and he puts them in the boy's hands, and he walks from boy to boy, and he says, I want you to break it. And they're moving back and forth, and they're trying to break it. And finally, he says, son, each of you know this: if you work together, you'll get a lot more done than if you stand alone. And you will be broken if you continue to stand alone. You know, it's very important that we understand something. Satan is very subtle in this technique that he is going to try to divide from within. He likes to divide between a husband and wife, a wife and a son or a daughter, a father and their children. He likes to divide the home. If I can divide the home from inside out, then what? We win. But you let another country attack us. You think about what happened at Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, people that never thought about being in war was ready the next day to join up and fight for the freedom. There was such a unity. People were doing without. People were selling their clothes. Women were not wearing certain silk garments anymore simply because they were trying to make parachutes with them. It was such a unified time. You think about when 9/11 happened, how unified this country was. You know what? If we can divide this country from within, Satan wins. When a church is divided from within, Satan wins. When a society is divided from within, Satan wins. When a nation is divided from within, Satan wins. I want you to think about what Jesus told his disciples. We often look at this verse and say, oh, he was just talking to everybody. And it is absolutely applicable to everybody. But who was he talking to in John chapter 15, verse 12, when he says, this is my commandment, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. Why in the world would he tell them that? It's because he knew this: if they start loving themselves more than they loved the other disciples, then they were going to become divided, and they would not stand. We have 12 men that turned the world upside down. Why? Because they stayed unified. They didn't divide amongst themselves. They didn't try to see what it was in it for them. Therefore, union is strength. Division is weakness. And it ruins a country, ruins a nation, ruins a world, ruins a church, but most importantly, it ruins your family. I pray that you think about these things as you recognize how Satan is trying to divide you and your coworkers within the company, you and your husband or wife or your kids. Maybe he's trying to divide from within the church. Be aware and stand up and unify yourselves and love one another just as Christ has loved you. Hope you have a great day. God bless.